Is it possible that Tony Stewart may take part in additional NHRA drag races in 2023? The NASCAR Hall of Famer and team owner has continued his dispute with the organization by stating that he is having more fun in NHRA than at some place that has fenders. He made this statement in an attempt to poke fun at NASCAR. The Camping World Drag Series race was able to reap huge public relations benefits this past week, leading up to the Texas NHRA Fall Nationals, as a result of Tony Stewart's decision to open his wallet to NASCAR and his mouth to the media. Both of these decisions were made in the week leading up to the Texas NHRA Fall Nationals. Sup, NASCAR followers! In case you missed yesterday's NASCAR news, we've got you covered here at Racing Rush. We want to take a moment before we get started on this wild video to ask you to please subscribe and enable notifications so that we can all become one big happy NASCAR family. Already, October had proven to be quite pricey for the business magnate in the motorsports industry. Kevin Harvick, who drives for Stewart-Haas Racing, and Rodney Childers, who serves as Harvick's crew chief, were each hit with a stiff penalty of $100,000 by NASCAR when the Ford that Harvick drove in the YellaWood 500 at Talladega on October 2 failed post-race inspection. After the next race, which was the Bank of America Roval 400 at Charlotte, NASCAR handed Stewart-Haas Racing a fine of $200,000 and ruled that Cole Custer and his team attempted to manipulate the outcome of the race in order to help teammate Chase Briscoe advance in the playoffs. In addition, NASCAR suspended Cole Custer for one race. The group decided not to challenge the decision in the initial case. In spite of this, the chief competition director of Stewart-Haas Racing, Greg Zipadelli, issued a statement regarding the second scandal, in which he said that the team denies any wrongdoing and will forcefully defend its staff against these charges in its appeal with NASCAR. Last week, during Stewart's fantasy racing camp at Texas Motor Speedway to benefit Speedway children's charities, he expressed to the media how frustrated he was with NASCAR.
Did you miss the part where I said we weren't going to talk about that? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm so mad at NASCAR right now. I'm not talking about it. I'm glad I'm going drag racing this weekend. Super glad I'm going drag racing this weekend. And if it weren't for the fact that I've got a couple appearances that I have to make, I wouldn't be at another NASCAR race the rest of the year. Wouldn't waste my time.
Super glad I'm going drag racing this weekend, he said, referring to the Texas NHRA Fall Nationals at Ennis, south of Dallas, where his two-car team of top fuel-driving wife Leah Pruitt and funny car racer Matt Hagan were racing in the NHRA's countdown to the championship. He said those words to the reporters in reference to the NHRA.
Love it. The atmosphere is way different, and I like the atmosphere there. I have all year. I mean,
his NHRA weekend ended up being expensive for him as well. The Rush Truck Center's dragster, driven by the owner's wife, blew up during the qualifying round held on Friday night. In her own words, the explosion was caused when a valve train part malfunctioned and caused massive damage. However, Stewart was given some good news by Hagan that helped to make up for the previous losses that had been incurred. In order to claim the $15,000 prize that Texas Motorplex was offering as a promotional incentive for the Stampede of Speed branded race, the funny car racer had to achieve the provisional number 1 qualifying position. Stewart is going to say such words in an essay that is going to be published in the November issue of Speed Sport News magazine. I've liked the experience. I just adore how welcoming everyone is and how much like a family the racing community feels while you're there. The atmosphere at an NHRA event is one of my personal favorites to experience. I absolutely adore how the spectators are able to just purchase a ticket, make their way down to the venue, and position themselves smack dab in the thick of all the action in the pits. I think it's wonderful that people can see what these teams do to get the cars to the starting line to make that. I think it's awesome that people can see what these teams do to make that pass. They notice all of the work that must be done to make it travel down through there, despite the fact that it is only a short run. Therefore, I've had a lot of fun with it. Tony Stewart will debut in Las Vegas. After 2 multi-day sessions at Frank Hawley's drag racing school and a handful of tests over the last 2 years in both the top alcohol dragster and a top fuel dragster, Tony Stewart is ready for the real thing. The NASCAR, IndyCar, and USAC champions will drive a top alcohol dragster at the NHRA Nevada Nationals October 28 to 30 at the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Still nervous, but it's a good nervous. You know, I've told all these guys. Rich Sr. asked me, he goes, "How you feeling today?" I said, "I'm really nervous," but I said, of all the 24 different types of cars I've raced in my career, this is how I felt the first day in every one of those cars. So it's a good thing. It's because I respect it and because I'm genuinely excited about what I'm doing today.
Stewart will make his debut driving for McPhillips Racing in the NHRA Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. Rich McPhillips and his son Rich Jr. have had great success in top alcohol dragster, helping Matt Cummings, Troy Coughlin Jr., and Mike Coughlin win races and championships. Jasmine Salinas, winner of the most recent NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series event in Dallas, races for McPhillips. Stewart. McPhillips Racing has been great to work with. They felt like I was ready to compete. Their encouragement gave me the courage to attempt something new and jump. Stewart will be supported by Mobile One, the world's largest synthetic motor oil brand. Rob Shearer, ExxonMobil Director of Global Lubricants Marketing Services and Sponsorships, said Tony's commitment and attention to his profession make him a fantastic Mobile One partner. His desire to be extraordinary has matched ours. We'll see his laser focus and tremendous competitive spirit on a quarter-mile drag strip. We're excited for his NHRA debut. Mobile One was Stewart's sponsor and technical partner for his 2011 NASCAR Cup Series title. Stewart-Haas Racing in NASCAR and Tony Stewart Racing in NHRA and World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series have partnered for 12 years. Mobile One is more than simply a sponsor. They're a partner that offers us with a competitive advantage to get the most out of our cars, Stewart said. Driving is pleasurable when our cars are operating well, and Mobile One makes it possible. Their technology provides me with a sense of security behind the wheel and pride when we race. Stewart is most renowned for his NASCAR achievements, including 3 Cup Series titles and entry into the Hall of Fame, but he's also a constant in the NHRA paddock. Stewart is married to top fuel driver Leah Pruitt, a 10-time winner in the NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series. His eponymous race team made its NHRA debut earlier this year in Pomona and has placed Pruitt and her funny car teammate Matt Hagan in the countdown to the championship.
Everything that I've done before getting involved in drag racing was all somewhat under the same bubble. I mean, the basic concepts were the same. Just every car had its different things that it liked and disliked and things that you have to do with the team to get where you want to be. This is so totally different and outside the box, and really I think it's more about the procedures than anything. I mean, remembering just the warm-up procedures, just remembering that. Simple things that guys don't think about and we don't do in NASCAR or IndyCar or sports cars or sprint cars. We don't have those things that we do. So it's just a different deal to get outside the box, and everybody, when you watch it on TV, everybody thinks, well, they fired up, the guy tunes on the motor for a second, you do a burnout, you back up, the guy tunes on it again, you line up and you go. That's what it looks like on TV, but there's way more things involved. There's way more steps, way more details that you have to do right every time.
When Stewart makes his first pass as part of the NHRA Nevada Nationals, it will add to an already stellar racing resume. The 51-year-old has raced in NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, USAC, and Sprint Car Series including World of Outlaws and All-Star Circuit of Champions. Stewart has also driven a Formula One vehicle, having tested Lewis Hamilton's 2008 championship-winning machine on June 14, 2011 at Watkins Glen International during a promotional event for Mobile One. The NHRA Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series is motorsports' premier sportsman series. The series contains 8 categories, including the 280-plus mile-per-hour top alcohol dragsters, the stepping stone category into the nitro divisions of top fuel and funny car. I hope you like this video. Get the latest NASCAR updates and information by subscribing to channel. Tell us in the comments what you want to see more of, and we'll try to make it happen.